Welcome back to the show. My name's Liam. I talk about everything from chicks to sticks to slicks to mix, okay? Talk about business, talk about philosophy, life, whatever the fuck. All right? Today I'm going to talk about how I've been experimenting with napping. So in the past, I've always had a weird relationship with naps. Number one, I wasn't very good at them. So, I would try to go down for a nap, and for most of my life, I literally couldn't do it. Sleeping is a bit of a discipline, okay? You gotta have a lot of self-control to let yourself go. And it's kind of continued as I've gotten older, and especially with trying to be successful, get better at stuff, become more educated, all of those things. It's made it so I almost can't sleep, Even when I'm really tired, I would try to go down for a nap and I just would not fall asleep. And I was like, fuck. So then, if you don't fall asleep and you're just laying in your bed, then you're wasting even more time. And then that got in my head. I'm like, shit, I'm trying to sleep, but I'm wasting time because I'm not sleeping and I'm not doing anything. And so I just had a bunch of conflicting messages about napping in my head. And so I've been reading Naval's Almanac. If you don't know Naval, awesome book called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I think it's really popular, but I just got into reading it. Incredible book. He talks a lot about the importance of reading, and also he defines what happiness is. This is a bit of a side note, but he talks about how happiness is really just the opposite of boredom. So when you're engaged, when you're doing stuff, that's what happiness is. It's not necessarily just getting everything you want. And in fact, being happy is, or you're not going to be happy if all you're thinking of is trying to get something you don't have. Because if you're looking for something you don't have already, then that by default means that you're unhappy right now. So that's a whole nother video. But I've been reading that. I've been reading the 4-Hour Work Week. And I'm just trying to take in different opinions, because I've also read the 10X rule, which is basically the opposite of the 4-Hour Work Week. And it's basically just work as much as possible. So I'm kind of just taking from all of these books. And what I found, or what I'm experimenting with, is being more relaxed, caring less. I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do forever, but I am going to try it. I think it's worth a try. And a part of that for me has been trying to not feel guilty about taking a nap. Because, dude, when I tell you guilt, I had extreme guilt around not working 24/7. And it made me miserable when in reality, I don't need to be miserable all the time to be successful. That's not how it works. So it's really just about what you do. It's your actions. And you can go through things being happy. It doesn't have to be super hard. In fact, why not make it a little easier on yourself by trying to enjoy the process? Don't you think that's going to uplift you even further than just it's all surrounded around pain? Granted, I think pain is an awesome resource, and you can utilize pain, but it can only go so far, because pain doesn't last. Time heals all wounds, right? So once that pain's gone, what do you have? You gotta, I'm just trying to just be happy with what I have, while also, because also a part of being happy is you have a mission. Every person just have a purpose, a mission. That's why you wake up. You're striving for something. But at the same time, you have to accept what you have now and just be happy. Which is tough. It's fucking hard. I struggled with that for a long time. Just trying to be happy with now when I'm striving for so much more than I have right now. But I feel like I almost am coming to peace with it. Because before, if people would ask me, are you happy? I would say, no. And I was kind of okay with that. I was happy with that answer. And now it's almost, I would probably say yes to that. Because my life's going to look the same when I have that crazy apartment, when I have that fucking sports car. I'm going to do the same shit every day. The same things are going to make me happy when I have all these things that I want. So, something I'm also trying to grasp is that you don't have to be unhappy with where you are right now. And there's no, you can do a bunch of different things to get to the top. I'm not saying there's one way. But I almost feel like, why wouldn't you make it more painless? You know? We're all going to get there either way. The truth is, if you don't quit and you've never failed, you're still going. Just don't quit and you'll get there. So, with that in mind, it could be a while, it could be years and years, so why not try to make it fun along the way? That's what I'm trying to do. And I think a huge part of that has honestly just been stepping away from what wasn't true to me as far as friendships go. I had a lot of friendships where I had conflicting ideas about where happiness came from. All of my friends would be, they wanted to party and have fun, and I wanted to work. I wanted to work out. I like doing those kinds of things. And I would still participate. I wouldn't drink or party, but I would still go around. I would be around it just because I was like, what else am I going to do? And now that I don't have that, I've more clearly defined what happiness is to me. It's doing the work. I like doing the work. It's fulfilling for me. Going towards something that's really, really far away, which is, well, it's not really far away, but success is having a lot of money is a pretty surmountable goal that it's not quick like a fucking party is. It's not quick happiness. But I feel like I'm probably happier than most people. I don't really complain about bullshit. I don't look for distractions. I'm not looking for the Friday night. Can't fucking wait for Friday night. No, dude, I'm gonna work every single day. That's just what I do. The days that I'm happiest are the days where I'd probably say it's 80-20, honestly. The 80-20 rule is awesome. The days where I feel happiest are when it's about 80% work, and not necessarily complete gruesome work, but I wake up, I work out, I come home, I eat a good breakfast, I read for a few hours, and then I do some work with my fitness business. I do something with my lacrosse business, and then maybe I do some sales as well. But then there's some space in there to breathe a little bit. Maybe an afternoon where I can hang out with my family, go to a dinner with my family. That's the perfect day. It's not, I hate the days when I have nothing. On the days when I have a shit ton of stuff going on. It kind of seems like for a moment you want to have that day full of nothing, but when that day comes, all you want is just to do something else. And that feeds into the definition of happiness just being not bored. That's what happiness is. Boredom is the opposite of happiness. So realize that. And I think it's hard for people to grasp, man. I don't know what I should do a podcast with someone in college, because I like to ask these introspective questions to people my age who haven't really thought about these questions, and it's no shame in them, you know. I get it. They're doing a more traditional thing. But I'll ask them what, like, I'm not trying to sound like that one video where it's like, can we talk about the political state of the world right now? Like, I'm not trying to sound like that guy. But it's interesting when you ask typical college students a question like, what do you want to do when you grow up? Like, I think I like to frame it by saying, firstly, do you want to be rich? And they'll mostly say, yeah. And then I'll say, so how are you going to do it? And they'll be like, well, I don't know, I'll probably start a business or something. And I'm like, what kind of business are you going to do? And then they're like, I don't know, probably something with the gym or something like that. I don't know. And then I don't want to call them out, but right then and there, I'm like, shit, bro, you've got no skills, you haven't tried anything, and all you do is party every weekend. You're not saying it's impossible whatsoever. Anyone can do it, but you're going backwards. You're not going towards the goal at all. I don't have respect for going backwards. I don't have respect for people who just pretend everything's gonna just happen. I hate that. So I think I probably, in retrospect, I probably asked people that question to almost justify what I'm doing, which might not be right. I probably should keep to myself, but I definitely do it. I ask people my age these questions, and they don't really have an answer. I'm like, now does it make sense what I'm doing? Type shit. Because people don't understand why I do what I'm doing when they firstly don't understand, when they haven't asked themselves those questions. If I actually had to do it next year, how would I do it? Nobody asked that. Why does no one ask that question? If I actually had to get rich next year, what would my day-to-day actions be tomorrow? That changes things a lot, as opposed to, I don't know, I'll probably just start a business. That's a fucking dream, buddy. That's a dream, damn it. Do something. Post on YouTube. Fucking start creating your service, your product, and giving it to people for free. Start getting reviews on it. Start developing it. Just work on it. And then you can confidently tell me that you're gonna be rich. Because if someone asked me the question, how would you get rich? How are you gonna get rich next year? I would just tell them my actions. I would say, I post valuable videos on YouTube every day. I have a fitness coaching business that's growing. Alright? I need to put more work into that. I'm not gonna lie, but I have that going. I have a lacrosse coaching business growing. I mean, shit, dude. I mean, I'm making money from all of it. Okay? That gives me some credibility. Granted, I'm spreading my resources a little further than I'd like to. Okay? I'm a full-time student I'm a full-time sales manager, and I'm also running 2 other businesses. So I'm not as efficiently allocating my resources to transform these other businesses. But they're still moving. They're always moving. They're just not moving as fast as they would be if I was all in on one, which I'd ideally like to be, but right now that's just not how it is for me. Okay, I'm doing a lot of different stuff, and I know there's going to come a point where that's not going to be the case for me. I'm not going to be able to just spread myself thin and pause. I'm not going to be able to just spread. How can I? No, I'm just going to keep it. I'm not going to be able to spread my resources out like I currently am if I want to be great. Because nobody who did anything great was great at all things, man. So I know there's going to come a point where I'm going to have to stop pretending that school is valuable for me. Just being really real on here right now. There's going to come there comes a fucking day when push comes to shove and you're sick of being average, sick of being mediocre. That's a quote from Greg Plitt. If you ain't seen Greg Plitt, man, hop off this video right now and go watch Greg Plitt. But stop pretending, face the facts, and create a plan and do something today that's going to move you towards being rich, whatever your goal is, all right? Hope this was valuable. Liam Wally, out.